Capricorn, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Capricorn love reading. Now, if this is your first time here and you have questions that you want answered about your romantic love life or your relationship, then start now by subscribing and clicking on that little bell icon so you always get notified anytime I post a new Capricorn tarot reading for you. Now let's get on with this Capricorn love reading today for March 2023, or the very end of March 2023 as we move into April. Because today we are going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest. I'm going to do that by getting one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you. Then I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Capricorn, 3 cards for your person. And then I'm going to clarify everything with the second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So enough yakking. I know it's been a while since I got to your last reading. I've been completely booked up with personal readings and I'm struggling to keep up with that. So that's why it's taken me so long to get to you this time. It's nothing personal, believe me. So let's take a look at this. What's going on between Capricorn and their romantic person of interest here at the end of March 2023? What's the shared energy that affects them both? What's the mutual point of interest? Okay, we got 2. I normally get 1 there, but we got an extra one. What's going on with Capricorn as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them here at the end of March 2023, please? Let's get 1 more for Capricorn. Thank you. That one clearly wanted my attention. What's going on with your person? What is going on with Capricorn's romantic person of interest as it relates to Capricorn and the connection between them here at the end of March 2023, moving into April 2023? Okay. Alright. On the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading is the 3 of Swords. This is Libra energy. The 3 of Swords is heartbreak and sadness, usually from a third energy. Now, that third energy is not always another person. Even when it is, it's not always a romantic third party. Although it definitely can be that. That third energy can represent another person. It could be nosy friends, nosy family members, nosy neighbors, co-workers, anybody that's not you, Capricorn, that's not your person, sticking their nose where it doesn't belong, can be causing some kind of heartbreaking situation. They can be that third energy. Geographic distance can be that third energy. An addiction, an alcohol problem, drug problem, like anything that we humans do enough of and pour enough of our time, effort, and energy into is eventually going to pick up its own energy. So my career, my business has an energy to it at this point. It can definitely cause the 3 of Swords, heartbreak and sadness in my family or in my relationship. I mean, anything that we do enough of. Watching too much television can be that third energy. Like eating too many Doritos, going out too much. Anything that's external to you guys can be that third energy. So we got some heartbreaking thing going on here. Right under that we have the 8 of Pentacles, which is Virgo energy. This is a card of work. It's about putting in the work on something, putting in the time, the effort, and the energy on something to get what someone wants here. Or at the very minimum, having the willingness to put in the work, time, effort, and energy on something. So this can literally mean career is causing some sort of a heartbreaking thing here. It can mean someone at work is a third party. It could mean any number of things. 7 of Cups is right behind that. This is Scorpio energy of options and choices, but confusion about those options and choices. There's a lot of cups here. There's a lot of options here. There's a lot of different ways this scenario could play itself out. And someone doesn't want to make a mistake here, but they have some emotional confusion about what to pick. They don't want to pick the wrong cup. They don't want to leave the wrong cup behind, and they're confused about what to do. Whether that's you or your person, we'll see here. But that's the overall energy of the reading. That's the gist of what this reading is probably going to talk to me about. We might have to come back to that more as we go along. This mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects both of you here at the end of March 2023. Normally I get one card if I got two. This doesn't always affect you both exactly the same way. Sometimes it's a case if they did or said something and it's got you thinking or feeling or acting this way, or vice versa. Sometimes it legitimately is some external thing that's causing both of you to experience this energy. But the shared energy between the two of you is the Hierophant and Temperance. Both major arcana cards, both very powerful energy. We all have free will. We all can choose to do what we want. We can choose to play the hand that we're dealt any way we want to play it. We have a lot more power to exercise our free will over these minor arcana energies that we've seen in the overall energy here. We got a little bit less ability to exercise our free will over these major arcana energies. The Hierophant is the Taurus major arcana card. This is a card of commitment. It's about taking things to the next level. It's about being in a committed relationship and advancing that. This can be an engagement card. It can be a marriage card. But it's about being in a committed connection and taking that to the next level. And then we have Temperance with that. This is the Sagittarius major arcana card. This is a card of patience. It's about blending two things together to make something new, but it's not doing it like by dumping both buckets together all at the same time. It's about doing it little bits at a time, being willing to take a step back and look at the big picture of like, how is all this working out, and then coming back in to make some fine-tuning adjustments. So it's doing things a little bit at a time and not being in a big hurry about it. Another meaning to this card is it can represent reconciliation energy, like in a standard tarot deck, like what I'm going to clarify with. It has an angel that's got two cups turned sideways and the water is flowing back and forth between the two cups. Water and cups in tarot represent love and emotions, and it's been separated into two different cups and the angel's recombining it. It's slightly different on this card, but it's still the same gist. There's a rainbow connecting this ring of fire with this ring of water, so it can still signify mixing two different things together to make something new, or it can represent reconciliation in some sort of a commitment that apparently there is something heartbreaking going on in. So let's clarify this and see what else I can find out for you. Tell me more about the Hierophant and Temperance, please. Why is that the mutual point of interest between Capricorn and their romantic person of interest here at the end of March 2023? Okay, I'm going to turn this little space heater off. The thing makes too much racket. On the bottom of the deck, we have Strength. This is a Leo major arcana card. This is a card that tells me that you guys are both going through some very difficult situation right now. This is about being forced to dig down deep inside yourself and find your internal strength and tap into it. It tells me that you have the internal strength to make it through this difficult spot. It's just something's going on that's forcing you to find it and actually use it right now. Another meaning to this card is it can be someone is trying to rein themselves in. They're trying to tame that beast inside themselves. They're trying to rein themselves in, hold themselves back, not let themselves rush off like too hastily and do something that they feel might be some kind of a mistake. So it's an energy of like struggling with some urge or some desire that you have inside yourself, or that your person has inside themselves, and they're trying to hold themselves back from it. I have the Nine of Cups right below that. This is Pisces energy. This is a singles energy. This is about being like emotionally single. In other words, not needing some external person in order to make yourself feel whole or to make yourself feel loved, because you realize you are already whole in and of yourself. You already have love for yourself. You're emotionally happy and content in and of yourself, and you don't require some external person to make you feel that way. This can represent that someone is acting as if they're emotionally single when they're in fact in a connection here that has a commitment to it. That could be something that's causing like some heartbreaking energy here. This can also, on the negative end of things, be someone who is kind of smug and kind of like self-centered, and they're much more concerned about their own personal happiness and wish fulfillment than they are about the connection, for example. We're going backwards here from the Nine of Cups to the Eight of Cups. So we've got regressing energy, not progress, but taking a step backwards here. So the Eight of Cups is more Pisces energy, but this is an energy of emotionally detaching from something, or even physically detaching from something and physically walking away from it. The person on the card is walking away from 8 full cups of love because they think there might be something better out there for them, or they're not fully happy with what they have here in these 8 cups. So this is about someone making this difficult but very conscious decision to walk away from something that they have, to go down a brand new path towards something that they have, like that they believe will lead them to their own happiness and their own wish fulfillment. This person's walking away from 8 cups, going off in search of the 9th and 10th cup. Now, that could mean a couple of different things here. This could be someone who's got that grass is greener on the other side of the fence syndrome, so they're detaching from a connection and they're going off to see if the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. If that's the case, what they usually find out is that the grass is not greener on the other side of the fence. The grass is greener where you water it, where you nurture it, where you pour stuff into it. So a lot of times they'll find out the grass isn't greener and they'll try to come back, which could be what's going on. We could have some commitment with a third party involved, and now there's an energy of reconciliation because maybe they went off to sea and created this difficult situation where they became emotionally single, maybe left you emotionally single, and then maybe they're coming back. We'll have to see how this plays out. Yeah, I've got Temperance right behind that. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. The angel here is recombining the 2 cups of love back into one. So this is reconciliation energy. It's also an energy of patience. And anytime I'm clarifying a card and I get that same card in the clarifiers, that's the universe beating me over the head like, dude, I done told you. Patience is required here, and there's the potential for some reconciliation energy happening. Looks like we have a decision looming in the background of that, though. This Ace of Swords is the sword of truth. It's the sword of clarity. It's the sword a person would use to make a decision. Like the word decision, the Latin word decision comes from, literally translates to cut off. So it's about cutting off the other options. We did see options here. We've got this heartbreaking energy, an energy of putting in work, time, effort, energy on something. That could be wanting to work on the connection, but then having these options and confusion about the options. Well, this would be cutting away all of the options until there's only one option left, and that's how a decision actually gets made. So we've got some sort of a decision here going on, potentially about reconciliation, potentially a decision between walking away, like detaching and walking away, or reconciling things. Now, what actually came out to clarify the Hierophant and Temperance here is the 8 of Wands, the 7 of Wands, Death, and the 4 of Swords. So we saw the energy here going backwards from the 9 of Cups to the 8 of Cups, taking a step backwards. Same exact thing is happening here in the Wand suit. We're going backwards from the 8 to the 7, like one step backwards here. The 8 of Wands is Sagittarius energy. This is the second fastest moving energy in the deck. This is either rapid back and forth passionate communication. This can be rapid forward movement, rapid forward progress on something that there's passion and desire for. It can even just represent a whole lot of energy coming at you guys all at one time. It would be like an overwhelming feeling, like an overwhelming amount of energy, like trying to take a drink of water out of a fire hose. It's too much. It'll knock you on your ass because it's too much all at once. Next, we're going backwards to that 7 of Wands, which is Leo energy. This is a card about being walled off and defensive about something. These other wands down here represent external energy like this coming at a person and them trying to fight that off, trying to defend against it. This can be a person that's trying to defend their position on something, trying to defend their stance on something, trying to defend what it is that they believe in, what they feel is right, being willing to fight for that kind of stuff, being willing to fight to protect something that's important to them. This can even be someone who's willing to fight for the connection. Now, this is shared energy that it's affecting you both. I don't know exactly how it's affecting you both yet. We'll find that out as we move along. But next we have Death. This is the Scorpio Major Arcana card. This is an ending to something. It's something dying so that it can be reborn a different way. Now, sometimes, like if you think about a caterpillar, it goes into a cocoon, and when it comes out of the cocoon, it's not a caterpillar anymore. It's a beautiful butterfly instead. But that process of being in the cocoon is not fun and games. It's not a party. It's a very painful metamorphosis going on there, a painful transition period, a painful transformation. And the caterpillar actually dies in that cocoon and it's reborn again as something better. So sometimes this can represent you guys are going through the shit right now, hence strength being here as well. And it's not a fun time for either of you. And something is changing right now. Now, sometimes that can mean you come out the other end of that tunnel and you're better off for it than you were beforehand. That card is sitting directly below Temperance, which again is patience being required to get through this. And it's also an energy of reconciliation. So it's possible that we're talking about something happened between the two of you, and there's this energy of being willing to fight for it and trying to transform the situation. The final card we have here is the Four of Swords. This is Libra energy. Fours are about stability. Swords are about like the thoughts, the conscious mind. So this is like stability of the thoughts and the mind, stabilizing the thinking and the conscious mind. It's a card of healing. It's about choosing to go inside yourself and do some healing about something, or do some serious thinking, trying to figure out what to do moving forward here. It can represent taking a pause, taking a rest, taking a break, like trying to calm your mind down, like meditation, things like that. This can represent a pause in the connection, a break in the connection here. Not uncommon at this stage in the reading that I don't fully understand exactly what it's trying to tell me so far. I usually don't get this until I go through your energy, at which point I will come back to this, because then I can see how it applies to you. I come back to it again as I go through your person's energy, because then I can see how it applies to them. But that's the shared energy affecting both of you here at the end of March 2023, Capricorn. Your energy in this connection: Page of Wands, the Hanged Man, and Strength. Page of Wands. Pages are messengers, so this would be news and messages and communications about passion, about desire, about what it is that I want. This is also the minor arcana version of the Fool. The Fool is about just throwing caution to the wind and taking that blind leap of faith on something. Well, this is a much more toned down version of the Fool. This is someone who's not really willing to throw caution to the wind entirely and just leap off the cliff. This is someone who has the willingness to take the first steps down a new path towards something there's passion and desire for. Tell me more about the Page of Wands, please. Why is the Page of Wands here as the first card in Capricorn's energy? Person's first card is always their most important card. Make sure nothing else flipped. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Star. This is the Aquarius Major Arcana card. It's a card of wish fulfillment. It's a card of healing. It's a card of hope. In a love relationship reading, this card can indicate that you believe this person is the one for you. It's also card 17 of the Major Arcana. Card 16, the one that comes right before this in the sequence, is the Tower. So you don't ever make it to the Star energy without going through a tower of some kind first, where some important thing in your life has come crashing down all around you. Whether that's the relationship came crashing down, sometimes that tower can represent a belief system that you have, like this mental model of the world that you were operating from, where you believed it was one way and then something happened to shatter that belief in front of your eyes. Whenever a tower happens, it's a game changer, and a lot of times it's really hard to see the way moving forward from there after the tower happens. This is the guiding light from the universe that lights the way for you, that way you can see your path moving forward. This is where hope comes from. It's where healing comes from. So it's like you've got the willingness to take the first step down a new path here, or your person had the willingness to take the first step down a new path. It looks like there might be some communicating between the two of you about what it is that you want. And from your perspective, you're probably viewing this person as potentially the one for you, and at least having the hope that the first step can be taken here, probably in terms of reconciling this. Have the Knight of Wands right underneath that. This is the second fastest knight in the deck. This is someone who rushes forward and takes this rapid, passionate action towards something that they have passion and desire for. It's also sometimes a really wishy-washy, bullshit, in and out, back and forth, can't stay fully committed to what I say I want kind of an energy here. So this can be someone who comes rushing in all passionately to get what they want, and then something happens and then they pull back and maybe they rush a different direction trying to get what they want. This can even be referred to sometimes as the player of the tarot deck. It could be someone who, like I said, comes in all passionately to you and gets what they want, and then they go somewhere else and get what they want, and they try and play both sides of the fence. I did see that Eight of Cups in the story on the bottom of the deck when I clarified the shared energy, like seeing if the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. That kind of fits what the Knight of Wands would do. This could just represent that someone came rushing in all fast, and then they put their walls up, and for some reason, and now we're on a break here because they changed their mind. Like there's hope related to this. Like I do have a third energy being involved here, causing some heartbreaking things. So it is possible that we've got some player type activity going on. I don't really know that that's what I'm seeing here though, because right behind that I have the Queen of Pentacles. That's Capricorn energy. This is one half of the two people that build and manage the Ten of Pentacles. The other half would be the King of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles is about combining lives together, like becoming one in the physical world, living together, being married, being in that committed type of a connection there where you're building a life together. She's half of the equation. This would be like the wife figure, or the stable, committed person that's the centerpiece of that home and family that things are being built around. So this is you. So it's like your person has all this passion and desire about you and rushes forward toward you very quickly and passionately, and then it's like something happens to make them pull back. It's like maybe this isn't even your energy that's showing up here. Just because it's your first card and it's the most important card for you doesn't always mean this energy is yours. It can just as easily mean that your person is doing something like this and it's showing up in your first position because it's affecting you so strongly. So it could be that your person has not gotten all the way into that fool mentality where they're like, okay, screw it, let's just do it and we'll figure it out as we move along. They could just be in that stage where like they're taking the first step and then for some reason they pull back. Son of a, you can't make this up. I have the King of Pentacles right behind that. So this would be like the husband and wife. This would be like the committed, stable boyfriend, girlfriend that live together and that are building a life together. And right behind that, we have Judgment. This is a final decision being made here. And in a relationship, this is a decision of, look, are we going to call this dead and over with? Or are we going to resurrect it? Are we going to bring it back to life and try and transform it in a way so that it's never this heartbreaking, painful way ever again? So that we can transform this and come out the other side better than we were here. So I've got two reconciliation energies out here, getting ahead of myself, but central to your person's energy is the Three of Cups, which is another reconciliation energy. It's about being reunited and celebrating. So to me, there's three cards in the deck that can mean reconciliation, and I've seen all three of them already. And then I've got the hope that this can be healed here. Okay, now when I clarify this Page of Wands, normally I get 3 clarifiers. I just got 5 for you here. So not only is it important because it's your first card, but there seems to be a lot attached to that energy here. I've got the 4 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, the Emperor, and the 8 of Swords. The 4 of Cups is Cancer energy. This is a card of being emotionally discontent, like not being fully happy with what you've got right here in front of you, and daydreaming about and being distracted by this other thing, this other cup, this thing that you believe is going to bring you your happiness and fulfillment. Now that other cup floating here is the Ace of Cups, like a new beginning in love and emotions, or starting back over at the beginning in terms of love and emotions, like filling the cup back up. We saw in the Temperance card the angel taking the 2 cups where the love's been separated and she's recombining it back into one. That's what's going on here. I think that's what you're thinking about here. Now, another thing it could mean, and I feel like there might be 2 distinctly different messages for 2 different groups of people. So it's probably going to be one way for you and the opposite way for the next Capricorn that shows up to watch this reading after you. But another thing this could mean is, we did see the Three of Cups out here. We've got the Three of Swords out here. It's possible that we've got someone has detached and walked away and is kind of being a player, and they have a third party, and this could be, I'm not happy with the Three Cups of love that are in this picture, and I can't get that other cup out of my mind, that other person that they brought in out of my mind. It could be that, in which case this would represent like passionate communications that your person is having with someone else. It could be that. Again, I don't have any hard evidence that says that yet. I just don't want to close a door until the door has been actually closed. So I'm just throwing all the possibilities out there. You take it how it resonates for you. But this is at its core about being emotionally not happy with what you've got and thinking about the thing that you believe is going to bring you your happiness. Sometimes this card can also represent that there is a love offer on the table between the two of you already. Only it hasn't been accepted yet. It hasn't been rejected yet. It's just kind of been left hanging here in the air with nothing really being done about it, which would definitely require some patience. We could be on a break. It could be that. Next, to clarify that Page of Wands, I have the Five of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. This is a card of abandonment. It's about being abandoned. It's about being cast aside. It's about being left out in the cold and discarded and walked away from. This is a breakup card here. Next, I have the Nine of Swords, which is Gemini energy of fear, worry, anxiety, thinking about something over and over again with so much fear and so much worry behind your thoughts that it's actually stressing you out. The person on the card has their face covered. They're covering their eyes because in their mind they have the situation represented as being so bad that they don't physically want to look at it. This is a card of mental anguish. This can be like sleepless nights, like I can't go to sleep, I can't stay asleep, I have nightmares. It could be like I can't concentrate on what the hell I'm trying to do because I keep getting distracted by all these negative thoughts. This is not a pleasant energy to be in. Could be I'm worried that I've been abandoned here. I'm worried about the commitment. I'm worried about whether or not we're going to be able to recombine this. I'm worried about the hope that I have. Is it false hope? It could be any of that kind of stuff. Next, I have the Emperor. This is the Aries Major Arcana card. This is a card about taking control, taking charge of a situation, like stepping up into the authority position and making the rules or setting the boundaries. This doesn't feel like your energy. This feels like energy that's affecting you, as in someone is putting a barrier in the way, someone's setting the boundaries, someone is making the rules here and controlling and in control of the situation. Now, this is a master manifester kind of an energy. This would be someone who has all the tools and abilities and resources to put together a plan to get what they want and then execute that plan to get what they want. So it's about taking control here. And I don't feel like you're in control because it looks like you're feeling abandoned and you're feeling like really worried and fearful and stressed out. And then I've got the control energy, and then I've got another sword energy, and again we're going backwards from the 9 to the 8. This time it's probably not bad that we're going backwards because the 9 of Swords is really intense mental anguish. So going backwards might not be a bad thing. The 8 of Swords, it's almost as bad though. This is thinking of this Gemini energy of being stuck in your head. It's like thinking about something over and over and over again on a repeating loop in your mind where you can't shut your mind off about it. And you got a blindfold on, which means you can't see everything in front of you right now. So you're not sure what's the safe step to take here. I don't want to make a mistake and step on the wrong thing, step in the wrong spot and make this worse. So it's about feeling stuck and trapped and blocked and grinding on something and overthinking something because you're not sure what's really going on around you. This is a self-imposed mental prison of a person's own thoughts. So this can be, the person has this represented in their mind as being so bad that they don't want to face it. But the way that they're representing it in their mind and the way they're thinking about it actually becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, you ever meet a person that Like they're one of those people that they're like needy emotionally and they need someone to like them, and they're always asking you questions like, am I bothering you? Am I aggravating you? Like, I'm not pissing you off, am I? And it's like, no, you're not bothering me. No, you're not aggravating me. No, you haven't pissed me off. But then they're asking constantly, and they're constantly like approval seeking. And now because they're so worried that they're upsetting someone and asking them constantly, that they're now actually into the territory of pissing someone off and aggravating someone. So like, had they just not thought about that stuff, and they wouldn't have done those things and made it happen. So this can be sometimes a self-imposed mental prison of your own thoughts, where the way you think something is worse than how it actually is. But because you're thinking about it that way, you could end up making it the thing that you're actually afraid and worried about. Damn, that is kind of bizarre, because the Emperor is a master manifester. It's not as powerful as the Magician, so it's not like somebody who's manifesting things right now. This could just be a warning to you of like, dude, you probably need to get out of your head a little bit here, because you do have the abilities to make what you want happen here. And if you're focused on what you're afraid of, what you're worried about, and stuck in your head grinding on that stuff, and have it all represented in your mind as it is really that bad, when in fact it's not really as bad as you think it is, you could end up making it that bad if you're not careful. But what this really feels like to me is your person is setting some boundaries. It looks like your person may have made you feel like you're abandoned, and it may look on the surface as if you have been abandoned, and they're kind of in control right now, and you're stuck in your head about it. Central to your energy here at the end of March 2023, Capricorn, is the Hanged Man. This is Pisces energy. This is an energy of progress being halted. There is no forward movement. Excuse me. Things are stuck. Things are at a standstill. It's stagnant. Now, the Hanged Man hangs upside down because he's trying to look at things from a different point of view than he would normally look at things from, a different perspective than he would normally look at things from. And he's doing that because he's trying to gain enlightenment on something. He's trying to figure out, why is this stuck? How do I get this unstuck so that I can move forward from here? But something is definitely stuck. Tell me about the Hanged Man, please. Why is the Hanged Man here? Bottom of the deck, Nine of Cups, Pisces energy again. We already saw this when I clarified the shared energy. This is being emotionally single. This is a singles energy. It can be someone who is not single, but are presenting themselves emotionally as if they are single. Now, this is also a card of wish fulfillment, about your own personal happiness and your own wish fulfillment. That could be what is stuck right here. That could be why I'm seeing this Four of Cups energy of not being emotionally content, not being fully happy with what's going on right now. And so much so, like your happiness and your wish fulfillment being stuck, so much so that you're in your head about it. Right under this Nine of Cups is the Two of Swords. This is Libra energy. Twos are about choices. They're about decisions. This is a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. Now, sometimes the decision hasn't been made yet because the person you don't have enough information to make the decision. Sometimes it's a situation where there's something you don't see yet and you can't make the decision, hence that blindfold. Sometimes it's a case of you've got blinders on because there's something you don't want to see. You don't want to look at it, and being in denial about something is preventing you from being able to make a decision because that denial is blocking your view. Sometimes this would be a case, especially when I've already seen this Emperor card, of it's not your decision to make, which is why it hasn't been made yet. It's your person's decision, and things are stuck. Your happiness is stuck because someone else's decision is in control of your happiness, which is not a fun spot to be in, and it's not a spot I recommend anyone be in. You fill your own cups up. your happiness and your contentment comes from inside yourself, not external to you, which is another thing that I'm getting called back to on the Hanged Man. His focus is on the things that he's looking at different, the stuff that's external to him that he's trying to look at different. Looking outside of himself is, what about these things external to me have this stuck and it's not moving forward? What do I need to change about that external stuff so that it can get unstuck and move forward? He's not looking inside of himself. Feeling like maybe this is a spot where you're relying on some other person to fill all of your cups up for you, as if maybe some of your cups aren't full. Maybe there's a leak in them somewhere and you're not in this 9 of Cups state, and you're waiting on some other person's decision about whether or not you're going to have your happiness, when that's ultimately really up to you. Right behind that decision, we have a Leo Major Arcana card, which is Strength. So I've seen quite a bit of Leo energy here. Again, this is a difficult spot that you're going through here. It's requiring a tremendous amount of internal strength from you. You have that internal strength to make it through this. You're just being forced to find it and tap into it right now. It could be a case where you're trying to rein yourself in and hold yourself back from making a decision that's some kind of a mistake for you related to your happiness, and that could be why things aren't moving forward. But this could also be represent that your person is the one that's in control, and they're reining themselves in and they're holding themselves back. Temperance, from Sagittarius Major Arcana energy. These two cards together scream forced patience. I do not want to be patient on something, but I don't have a choice other than to be patient on something. Because if I act now and I don't be patient and I don't tame that beast inside myself, we're probably going to go from being not moving to worse. Yeah, we're going to go to the sword, which is the severing of something, like cutting something away. This could also be, though, in terms of happiness and wish fulfillment here, there's a decision that needs made. It might not be yours. It might belong to your person, and that decision is about reconciliation or the sword, severing it. And right now things are stuck in limbo, not moving either way. Now when I clarify the Hanged Man, I get the 9 of Wands, the 2 of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the 4 of Pentacles. So this 9 of Wands is Sagittarius energy, again being walled off and defensive. I saw something similar here. It's a Leo energy, but it's defending something here, defending a position or a stance. This is like, at its core, this is a card of healing. This is the wounded warrior. He's been hurt, hence the wall that comes up around him. This wall is a defense mechanism. It's a way to protect himself because he doesn't want to be hurt anymore. He's been hurt. He doesn't want to get hurt again or continue to get hurt. He's trying to heal so he can get his energy right and take the next step in his journey. So you're definitely hurting here, but this can also represent that there is a barrier between the two of you in some way. That's why it's stuck. There's some kind of a wall that has come up between the two of you. There's probably someone has some defensive attitude here because so much is coming at them. It looks like there's either been a death of the connection or a pause in the connection, and there's some barrier in the way here. Next, I have the 2 of Pentacles, which is Capricorn energy. Again, it's a 2. It's a choice. This is a choice in the physical world, like a choice between two physical things that I can't have both of them at the same time. Like I can't turn left and right at the same time. I can't go up and down at the same time. So this would be a similar kind of choice. Like, do I or don't I? Should I or shouldn't I? Like, are we going to reconcile or aren't we going to reconcile? And the rough, choppy waters in the background represent rough, choppy emotions. So it's about being emotionally out of balance here. And the person has on one foot, so it's a 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of an energy where someone has a choice to make and they can't make up their mind. And it looks like it might be a choice about, do I leave or not? Do I abandon this or not? Is this a breakup or not? Next, I have the Ace of Wands. This is a passionate new beginning, a new beginning in passion and desire. This can also represent re-sparking a connection, like firing a connection back up, re-sparking the passion and the desire in it. It could just as easily represent a brand new passionate beginning, because if I'm reading it that way, I don't know, it doesn't make sense in the shared energy. Three of Swords here, okay, that's a hint that there could be a third energy involved. I've got the Page of Wands, which could be a passionate communication happening, or maybe even worrying about whether there is or not. Things are stuck, someone's being defensive. Could be someone juggling two people and having a passionate new beginning, but I feel like I'm having to really stretch and reach and twist in order to make that what this is about. This really feels like things are stuck, you're hurt, there's a wall in the way, there's a decision that needs made, and there's this I can't make up my mind energy. I'm off balance and struggling to maintain my balance, and the choice is between is this a breakup or can we re-spark this? I feel like I've seen that kind of an energy the whole way through. Is this dead and over with, or can we resurrect it? The final card to clarify the Hanged Man for you is the Four of Pentacles, more Capricorn energy. So you've shown up in your reading a lot. This is stability physically. It's also an energy of someone who is holding on tightly to something and they don't want to let go of it. Right beside that is the Emperor, though. There's someone else that's in control of this. It could be that the Emperor is representing your person and you don't want to let go of them. You don't want to let go of this idea of being able to re-spark the connection. You don't want to let go of them. You don't want to let go of the commitment here. It's like you're overwhelmed by all of this and you want to fight for it and you want to transform this and figure out what to do moving forward from here, because your happiness depends on a decision being made, and it may not even be your decision, which could be why so far out of these two columns the only card that doesn't have anything beside it so I can read it in a row is this Eight of Swords. Like, you're stuck in your head grinding on this and probably feeling relatively powerless because it doesn't look like it's your decision. Final card here for you, Capricorn, is Strength, the Leo Major Arcana card. You might be dealing with the Leo. You might be dealing with the Sagittarius. Let's see, I've got an Aries energy out here, a Taurus energy, a couple Capricorn cards. I've had quite a few Sagittarius. I've got Taurus a couple of times. More Leo. I've got a lot of Sagittarius, a lot of Leo out here. You could literally be dealing with any sign. This is a collective reading. I'm not tapping into your specific energy as an individual person the same way I would if I were doing a personal reading for you. So it's going to be almost impossible for me to pin down exactly who you are dealing with specifically. So I'm just going to keep calling out the signs that prominently stick out to me just in case they have any meaning for you. But this is a Leo energy. And again, we've already seen it a couple of times in the other deck. This is a difficult situation for you. You're being forced to dig down deep and tap into your internal strength in order to make it through this. You have the strength to make it through it. And this is either you trying to rein yourself in or your person is trying to hold themselves back from something. Excuse me. Tell me more about Strength. Why is this the final card for Capricorn here at the end of March 2023, please? On the bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. Again, this is half the equation that builds the Ten of Pentacles. This would be the mother, the wife, the person that someone's building their life around. This is like a loving, mothering, nurturing type of an energy here. And right behind that is this Knight of Wands again, which is in and out, back and forth type of an energy. It's a non-committal energy, and I know commitment is one of the shared energies here that's affecting you both. This is non-committal in the sense of it's someone who can't stay fully committed to what they say they want. Like they say they want it, they're gung-ho about it, they start taking all this action really passionately toward the thing they say they want, but something happens that makes them pull back. Maybe this is your person pulling themselves back, reining themselves in, trying not to make some kind of a mistake, or what they feel might be some kind of a mistake. And right behind that in and out, back and forth kind of an energy, which is odd because it's the central energy here for you, is that Two of Pentacles, that back and forth about something, 1 foot in, 1 foot out about something. I feel like this is a bleed over of some of your person's energy showing up here. But behind that type of an energy, we have the Star again, which is hope. It's healing. It's also the card that comes after the Tower. I have no doubt something negative has happened in this connection here. And I can see that it's strongly affecting your mentality. It's affecting your thoughts. And it's got you feeling stuck and walled off and possibly isolated. And ultimately in your head and not feeling like you're in control of things right now. But having the hope that it can be put back together. Knight of Cups is behind that. This is actions toward love and emotions. Moving forward with a romantic offer, romantic gestures, like advancing a love offer or advancing a love connection in some kind of a way. I think that's what you're hoping for. Now, when I clarify strength, I get Judgment, 6 of Swords, Page of Pentacles. Judgment, again, we've already seen this. This is a final decision being made here. This is a decision about the connection. Is it dead and over with? Or can we resurrect it and bring it back from the dead and transform it in a way? Can we reconcile this thing and put it back together? There's a wall beside that. You've been hurt, but there's a wall here, and you being emotionally unhappy with what you have, and you're daydreaming about the other cup. I believe that's you daydreaming about your person and wanting them and wanting a decision to be made about the cup of love that's between the two of you, wanting a decision to be made about the 3 of Cups, which again is reconciliation. You're wanting a decision to be made, and I don't feel like it's your decision as much as it is theirs. Like, I feel like if it was up to you, you would push the big red magic easy button and ta-da, we're back together in this commitment right now. We just blend it all right back together and we fight for it. And it's heartbreaking because, like, you're ready to put the work in on this, but yeah, there's all these options and choices and confusion about that. Not wanting to make a mistake is lying behind that. And then there's the Emperor again, which, like, I feel strongly that this is your person who is actually in control. It's their decision, because even though you want to put it back together, that doesn't really matter unless they also want to put it back together. And then there's the Moon, more fear, worry, and anxiety about uncertainty. Like, when the moon's out, it's dark outside. You can't see the full path in front of you. It's really easy to go like, wait, did I make a wrong turn somewhere? Am I even on the right path? Did I go the wrong way? Should I turn around and go back? And now you're all uncertain because you can't see. And I referenced that here with the 8 of Swords, and I referenced it with the 9 of Swords, where a person's got their eyes covered. We also saw the 2 of Swords, where there's another card with a blindfold on it. I feel like this isn't your choice, and it's theirs, and you're having a massive amount of fear, worry, and anxiety from the uncertainty of it all. Yeah, there's the 2 of Pentacles again, back and forth about it. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? And it could be that your person is 1 foot in and 1 foot out about it too, and they can't make up their mind. Next, here to clarify strength, I have the 6 of Swords. This is Aquarius energy of moving forward into calmer waters. It's about leaving these rough, choppy waters of the past behind you and moving forward into calmer waters, forward toward what you want. So at its core, this card's about moving away from something painful and moving towards something that you want. The implied choice that comes with this, though, is as you move forward, something painful has clearly already happened. I know there has been a tower between the two of you because I've seen the star twice. I've got abandonment, mental anguish, being stuck in your head and like overthinking something, being off balance, and this desire to not let go, and heartbreak and sadness. So something painful has definitely happened. And as you move away from that pain, your choice in the matter is, am I going to carry the burdens that that pain caused me forward into my future with me so it continues to weigh me down? Or am I going to learn a lesson from that pain so I can carry the lesson forward into my future with me? This can also be about, is my person going to make a decision to leave behind whatever has been going on between us and move forward together? Or is my person going to leave me behind and move forward without me? It could be that too. And that could be why you're off balance here, because is that going to happen or is the other one going to happen? And it's not my choice. And there's this feeling of abandonment here, and potentially even a feeling of like not feeling good enough for some reason. Final card to clarify strength is the Page of Pentacles. This is news, messages, communications about some physical, tangible, real-world opportunity that's presenting itself. Most of the time for me, this represents planning for the future. Now, the plan for your future, according to you, is Ace of Wands, like re-sparking this here. But, again, fear, worry, anxiety, and stress is attached to that plan for the future because it feels like you're not actually in control of that plan. Someone else has all the tools, abilities, and resources to put together the plan to get what they want and execute their plan to get what they want. Feels like you're not fully in control of what's going on here. Your person has more control right now than you do, and that's probably not a pleasant feeling. But scoot this over and get some more room. That's your energy in this connection. I keep feeling my throat trying to close off here. And usually that's my throat chakra like getting tweaked on me because there's something that needs said that hasn't been said, or there's something that someone wants to say but hasn't said it. Sometimes it's somebody that's being really defensive against accusations and they're lying. So we'll have to see here. Your person's energy in this connection, Capricorn, for March 2023 is the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. Just reading this on face value, your person seems to be the one that's back and forth about it here too. You're clearly looking for a decision to be made and one of these options to be picked. This Four of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. It's an energy of holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. It can also be about financial stability. On the negative end of this card, it can be someone who's kind of greedy and stingy, and it's me, 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 and mine, and I want all of it. It looks like, though, there's a heartbreaking thing happening between the two of you. There's this energy of either putting in the work or being willing to. An energy of being patient and recombining things, reconciling. The next card is also a reconciliation energy, but then there's this detaching energy and walking away from it energy here. So I think your person is torn here. It looks like there's a piece of them that wants to hold on to you and not let go, and then there's a piece of them that wants to reconcile this and a piece of them that wants to walk away. So we're going to have to clarify this. Tell me about the Four of Pentacles. Why is that the first card for Capricorn's person, please? Okay. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Cups. Can't make it up. That's their last card out here. We've already seen this once, at least. Pisces energy of detachment, emotional detachment, physical detachment, physically walking away, either going off to see if the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, or your person not being fully happy with the Eight Cups. That's another meaning to this card. Like, it can be not that I'm just not happy, but realizing that a person is only giving me 8 cups because that's literally the best they can give me. And having to make that difficult choice to walk away from something that they have all this love and emotions for because they know they deserve more than the 8 cups. They deserve their 9th cup. the personal happiness and wish fulfillment. They deserve the 10th cup, like that happy fairy tale love connection that we all want. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you're not good enough for your person in any way. I'm just saying that they could have some feelings like that, that maybe that there's a piece of them that definitely wants to hold on to this. But there's still this underlying energy of emotionally detaching. Ace of Swords is right there too. That's a decision here. This is truth. It's clarity. It's a decision being made. It's sometimes the sword you would use to sever a relationship. Yeah, and then right behind it again, Temperance, Sagittarius Major Arcana, patience. It's also recombining the love that has been separated into two cups. Like, looks like they detached from you, and at the same time of them detaching from you, they don't want to let go of you, which is a really conflicted place to be in. There was a severing of sorts in this connection, at least emotionally, but at the same time they can't let go and they want to put it back together. Strength is right behind that. This is Leo energy again. This is a difficult situation for them too, and it's requiring all their internal strength to make it through it. It's also an energy of them trying to rein themselves in and hold themselves back from making a mistake. It's like there's the sense of like, I almost have to walk away from this, and at the same time I don't want to let go of you, but I sever it anyway. But now this is so hard, I still want to like reconcile this and fix this. Two of Swords right behind that. See, this is their decision, and they haven't made their decision. This is Libra energy of a decision that needs made and hasn't been made, either because they don't have enough information yet, or there's something they can't see yet, hence the blindfold, or there's something they don't want to see, hence the blindfold. Like having the blinders on purpose because they don't want to see something. Almost like being in denial about something. Now when I clarify this Four of Pentacles, I get 5 cards. I got 5 cards for you, clarifying your first card. I get the Nine of Cups, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Wheel of Fortune, Page of Wands. This is giving me like good feelings here. This Nine of Cups, again, Pisces energy, happiness, personal happiness and fulfillment, wish fulfillment, being emotionally single though. I think your person probably did detach here. Like they detached emotionally from this and got themselves to the spot now where they understand their happiness comes from inside them. Their love and their sense of being worthy of love and feeling loved comes from inside them. This is someone that doesn't need an external person to fulfill them or make them happy. But at the same time, their wish fulfillment is to hold on to you and probably have a commitment that gets put back together. Like I said, on the negative side, this can be someone who's smug and self-centered, and it's like about me and my own personal happiness is the most important thing. And maybe they want to hold on to their own personal happiness, but that doesn't add up with everything else that's here. I really feel like this heartbreaking external energy here, it's not another person. It doesn't feel like. It really doesn't feel like another person. It feels like external stuff. Next I have the Magician, which is the Mac Daddy master manifester of the tarot deck. It's someone who's got all the tools, abilities, and resources to manifest or create from nothing whatever it is their will desires. It's about using a person's thoughts and actions to shape the world around them to be the way they want it to be. It's got all 4 aces on the table in front of him. The aces are the 4 wands of the 4 suits. 1111. So that's the number of manifesting. This person is creating what they want in their life here, and they're actively trying to manifest their personal happiness and their wish fulfillment. And I think they're actively trying to manifest reconciliation in this commitment between you. I'm being real about it. I've got the High Priestess next. So we're going from card 1 of the Major Arcana to card 2 of the Major Arcana. See, this idea of holding on to something and not letting go of it takes us from an 8 of Cups to a 9 of Cups. So that's incremental, one step at a time progress. And now we're going from the 1 of the major arcana to the 2 of the major arcana. Incremental progress again. This is the intuition. This is the gut feelings, the unconscious mind. It's the intuition. It's like the dreams with messages, the internal knowing. This is a very deep emotional connection. It's deeper than something physical. It's deeper than just something emotional. This is a powerful connection here, at least in terms of how your person views it. Now, on your side of the table, I saw the star 2 or 3 different times, which can mean you view them as the one for you. I've got the divine masculine of the deck, the divine feminine of the deck. These are divine counterparts. This is, you know, if the King and Queen of Cups or the King and Queen of Pentacles that we saw is counterparts, it's a power couple. This is a power couple on steroids and then on steroids again. It's like, this is big time powerful energy right here. This is the same energy that's depicted on the Lover's card, only it's a lot harder to see these both come out in the same spread, let alone right back to back like this. And followed immediately by the Wheel of Fortune. So this is divine timing. This can represent the Wheel of Fate, the Wheel of Destiny, so a fated event, a destined event. This could be saying that your person views you guys as this level of powerful connection and that it's fate and destiny and that's what's supposed to happen. This can represent the universe turning the wheel in the background, trying to make sure that what's supposed to happen actually happens. This can also represent a change in the luck and fortune of the connection. So if things were going great between you, this is that wheel spinning the other way and it goes to hell in a handbasket like right now. Probably what led to the towers. But this can just as easily represent if things have been heartbreaking and sad right now and we're going through this very painful transition period and there's been an emotional detachment. This can signify the wheel spinning the other way and things starting to go good again, which is probably why we see the emotional detachment and the severing tied to an energy of still not letting go of you, and then having temperance, like reconciliation behind it. Page of Wands is the final clarifier for the 4 of Pentacles. This again is your very first card that was out for you. So this is a person who has got the willingness to take the very first steps down a brand new path towards something there's passion and desire for. Not the fool level energy, not willing to throw caution out the window and just say, all right, cool, let's leap off the cliff and we'll grow wings on the way down and we'll figure it out as we go. This is way toned down from that. This is a person who has the willingness to take the first steps, or is at the very least communicating to you what it is that they want. Central to your person's energy is the 3 of Cups. This is Cancer energy of being reunited and celebrating. Now, on the negative side, this can represent a third-party scenario because there are 3 cups of love in the picture. I do have the 3 of Swords on the bottom of the deck as the overall energy. But again, I would really have to stretch and twist and try to make this fit a third-party thing. This is feeling much more like being reunited and celebrating. Tell me more about the 3 of Cups. Why is that the central energy for Capricorn's person, please? Why is the 3 of Cups here? Okay. Bottom of the deck. Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, the wife, the mother figure, the person that they're trying to build their life with, being reunited with you. Leo energy right behind that of the 6 of Wands. This is a card of recognition. Either your person being recognized for something or your person coming to some sort of a recognition on their own, and what they recognize allows forward movement to happen. Allows forward movement to happen. King of Pentacles. You see how that is laid out in the deck? The counterparts, the power couple, the people who are combining their lives together. Like there's some recognition about that and forward movement for your person into that King of Pentacles energy of becoming the other piece of the equation. This is usually someone, it's Virgo or Taurus energy. It's usually someone who is very ambitious, and they have like, this is oftentimes a business owner or someone who works in an authority position in a business, or has like an independent contractor or a freelancer or somebody that does their own thing. Someone who builds empires. Usually they have their finances in order, their physical assets and resources in order. Right behind all that is the Two of Cups, which is more Cancer energy. This is a love connection between two people. It's an emotional connection. It's I breathe you in, you breathe me in, we're connected. But it is a two, and like I said, twos represent needing to make some kind of a choice. So there is some sort of a choice to be made about this connection. And then there's the options and confusion about those options. Scorpio energy. I saw that here in this Three of Swords, a card of work, all these options and choices for the Emperor. I saw over here you being, and then all this fear, worry, anxiety, uncertainty, 1 foot in, 1 foot out about that. The Nine of Cups is the next card, which was their first clarifier. Over here, I see all this fear, worry, anxiety, and stress, and running it through a repeating loop in your mind and being stuck in your head and feeling blocked and trapped because of the Emperor. I don't feel like it's your choice, it's their choice about whether this ends or gets put back together. And there's some recognition about the two of you and the connection and moving forward in that, and there are still confusion about that, emotional confusion. The clouds can represent clouded judgment, clouded decision making, or just being emotionally confused and not being able to see which is the correct choice to make here. Underlying all of that is the Star for them too, which again can indicate that they view you as the one for them. It can indicate that there has been a tower. Definitely there has been a tower. There's no question about that. But this is hope. This is healing. And we're clarifying a card about being reunited and celebrating. When I clarify that, I get the Knight of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, and the Chariot. The Knight of Cups, again, is actions toward love and emotions, moving forward in a romantic gestures, a love offer, trying to advance a love connection in some way, move forward with it. Three of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. So I'm seeing your energy all over theirs too. I saw it on your side. I'm seeing it all over theirs. This is teamwork, collaboration, working together as equals to build something of value. What you work together as equals to build is the Ten of Pentacles, which is the combining together of two people and combining their lives, building a life together. And that's done by the King and the Queen of Pentacles. They're the ones that do that, working together as equals to build the Ten of Pentacles. And your person is trying to move forward toward that. Right beside that is the Magician. So again, it's like they're trying to manifest that. Their thoughts and their actions are about building something like that together. Then we've got the Chariot next, which is the Cancer Major Arcana card. I've seen quite a bit of Cancer out here too, now that I'm saying that. I've seen quite a bit of Pisces. I feel like I've seen a lot of Leo, a lot of Sagittarius, a lot of Capricorn. Anyway, this is the Cancer Major Arcana. This is the fastest moving energy in the deck when it's in alignment. This is like bullet coming out of a gun fast, or it's every bit as stuck as the Hanged Man and it doesn't go anywhere. That's because the driver of the Chariot doesn't have any reins to connect to these beasts that pull it. He doesn't have any way to power this or steer this other than sheer will alone. So if the driver's not in alignment, this thing ain't going anywhere. Or worse yet, it will go somewhere, but one piece will pull one way and the other piece will pull a different way, and it will rip itself in half as it tries to move forward. This is, at its core, it's about using the will to overcome problems and obstacles and challenges and roadblocks and the stuff that's in the way. It's like overcoming that through sheer will alone and moving forward very fast in success and victory. It's right next to the High Priestess. Like, she who knows, the intuition. It's like they're being guided by their intuition. And this is where being able to read it in rows stops again. And then what I have is some sort of a change that is potentially supposed to happen that leads to the willingness to take the first steps on something they have passion and desire for. It looks like what that is reconciliation, moving forward and being able to build something together and overcoming what's in the way. But the final card we have for your person is the Eight of Cups. Again, Pisces energy of emotionally detaching or even physically detaching and physically walking away. Tell me about this Eight of Cups. Why is this the last card for Capricorn's person, please? Okay. I'm pretty sure the one that flipped over in the deck came next. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Swords. This is a severing. This is truth, clarity, but it's the sword you use to make a decision with. It's the sword you use to sever a relationship with. And we're clarifying emotionally detaching or even physically walking away. It looks like there was a severing, at least emotionally, from your person here. Yeah, Eight of Cups right behind it. You can't make it up. I am clarifying the freaking Eight of Cups. So the universe is like, dude, how many times do I have to tell you? This person emotionally detached and severed the emotional attachment here. Whether they physically walked away or not, I don't know, but it's entirely possible that they did. Two of Swords. There's a decision that needs made, and it hasn't been made yet. Communications about love and emotions, expressing feelings. This is, I don't know. It's almost like they can't make up their damn mind here. When I clarify this Eight of Cups, I get the Seven of Swords, the Knight of Swords. I don't know where seven even came from. Knight of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, the Tower, Seven of Pentacles, King of Swords. So it starts with the Knight of Swords, ends with the King of Swords. So that's advancing energy here, moving forward energy. This is the fastest moving knight in the deck. It's about rushing forward and speaking the truth on something. It's about rushing forward and taking some rapid, decisive action on something. Like the Knight of Wands is not the person who comes rushing in super fast and then sits down to read the instructions to figure out what the hell am I supposed to do. This is the person who just comes in and does it and leaves. They don't think about what they're doing first, or even while they're doing it. They just do it and then they think about it after it's done. It's kind of weird because on the table, the way it's laying is the Knight of Swords is running directly at this Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is moving forward into the future, and he's running backwards into the past. Next, we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is the card that's right here below this Three of Swords, this heartbreaking thing. This is putting in the work on it. Virgo energy, putting in the work, the time, effort, and energy, or being willing to do that. And that's sitting right beside this Three of Pentacles. Working together as equals. And the Magician, like actually manifesting something like that. But next I've got the Tower. This is the collapse of something. I knew a tower had happened between the two of you because I've seen the stars so many times. This is the collapse, maybe of the connection, maybe of some belief system that your person had. Maybe that's what caused them to walk away. It could be telling me that they detached and walked away because they moved really, really fast on something they didn't think through first in terms of either their work or in terms of putting the work in on this and did that too fast, and then something collapses for them. So I don't know if they had some sort of like a business collapse, or their work collapsed, or maybe the relationship collapsed, or some belief they had about the relationship or the work they were putting in, or the forward movement that they thought they were making, but it's not really forward movement. It's sitting right next to the tower. So there is this desire to put the work in on the collapsed tower and overcome the collapsed tower. The tower happened though. And then I've got the Seven of Pentacles, which again is a step backwards from that Eight of Pentacles we just looked at. This is Taurus energy of a period of time to pause and reflect and take stock of this connection, to take stock of the situation you two are finding yourselves in. And what this person is doing is taking a look at the 7 seeds that have been planted between the two of you. And they're trying to decide, is this ever going to grow into that 10 of Pentacles that I really want, where we combine our lives together? Is this going to turn into that? Should I continue to put in all this time, effort, and energy and work into this? Should I continue investing myself in it? Or if we're talking about reconciliation, like it looks like we are, because I literally have all 3 reconciliation cards of the deck out here, is this worth me reinvesting in? Or is this a spot where maybe it's never going to pan out the way I want it to, and maybe I should cut my losses here and move on? So this is that period of time where your person is pausing to reflect on that kind of stuff and ask themselves those types of difficult questions. Right beside that card, to read it in a row, I can't, because there's a gap there, which tells me that we're still in that period of time where they're reflecting on it here. The very next card past the gap is divine timing, which is like, what's going to happen is going to happen, and there's not shit either of you can do about it. And not only is what's supposed to happen going to happen, it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen, and there's nothing you can do about speeding it up or slowing it down. There is a period of time that this person is going to go through to decide, is this worth reinvesting in, or do I cut this off and move on? And I think right now you're seeing them in this King of Swords energy, which is, it's either Gemini or Aquarius energy. This is the chief decision maker. So again, another reference to the decision that needs made and the fact that it's their decision and not yours. This is someone who is an emotionally detached decision maker. In other words, they don't consult their emotions when they're making their decisions. I'm clarifying the Eight of Cups, which is a card of emotional detaching. So this person has detached from their emotions here. Something has dramatically changed that has taken the energy of this connection backwards again, like from the 8 to the 7. I saw that dynamic here from the 7 to the 6. I saw it again somewhere else. Where was it? From the 9 of Swords to the 8 of Swords. So I keep seeing this backwards flowing energy here. And your person is in a period of time where they're contemplating this and they're doing it and making their decision without emotional involvement from themselves. They're looking very like conscious mind at this. They're looking at it like with logic and reason and analyzing the situation and looking at the truth and the facts of the matter and what can I see right in front of me and what do I know has been true up until this point. Like, they're being very emotionally distant about this, and they're making the decision that is going to be the best, most logical, most rational decision available to them. Which again, there's a gap past that, and after the gap, like, it's interesting because the thing that is the last in this column in the center that leads to the gap is this Chariot energy of either being misaligned so nothing's moving, or being misaligned so that there's 2 different pieces of them pulling in 2 different directions, like reconciling or detaching, or holding on and not letting go, or detaching. So there's some misalignment here that leads to the gap and the amount of time that it takes to contemplate what they're going to do. And it leads to this emotionally detached energy. But this is also, again, an energy of using the will to overcome the stuff that's in the way and move forward successfully. But your person's being very logical and analytical and rational and emotionally distant right now when they're deciding something. There's a gap, again, of like time that goes by in that kind of an energy. And then there's this willingness to take the first steps. If you still have questions about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Capricorn love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.